Welcome to In the News with Double O Des. I'm Des Bernardo, giving you my perspective on news from South Africa and the rest of the world. In the news now is something that should be really disturbing for most people. Now, I've been covering the insurgency in northern Mozambique with regards to ISIS militants and people that want to establish a caliphate in the northern parts of Mozambique. Now, you must understand that these people are extremists. These are not normal Muslims, and I must make that very, very clear. And it looks like, and we've known for some time in fact, that there's been some training camps in South Africa, as well as activity related to support for ISIS within the South African borders. And this has been around for a very, very long time in fact. But to actually see support for and training material for this come up and then it being mentioned in the mainstream media is extremely concerning for me, because this is not something that you would want thrown around in the mainstream media, and it's certainly not something that you want the whole world to know about when you're actually trying to handle a situation on the ground. So in this headline from the South African, this was also carried on SABC News. ISIS materials reportedly discovered at scene of Vaal kidnapping arrests. So that's a headline of the article. And as you know, I've actually covered what's happening in northern Mozambique extensively. I've done an extensive video on the history of what happened there. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link at the end of this video to there so that you can go and watch it. Because this is something that every South African that is concerned about the situation, which is now out in the open, unfortunately, should be aware of. At this stage, we should let the people that deal with situations like this take care of it. And the best way to let them do that is for them not to be exposed. But let me continue with this article so that you can see what is out in the public domain. Police discovered ISIS training manuals and a distinctive flag linked to the terrorist organization after a raid on Friday morning. Police have reportedly seized ISIS-related materials during a search of a property in the south of Johannesburg in the Vaal Triangle. A raid was conducted related to the kidnapping of a 72-year-old Indian national who was rescued during a pre-dawn operation in Klip River, an area that I'm very familiar with, on Friday the 24th of July. Details have emerged now that the crime scene contained more than the illegal ammunition and firearms the 5 suspects who were arrested were charged to be in possession of. Police also uncovered an ISIS handbook and distinctive flag belonging to the terrorist organization. Now, for this information to be leaked to the public and to the media, it has to be done deliberately. And I'm trying to get my pulse on the ground to try and find out why this information is leaked to the mainstream media and why, for some reason, either intelligence or the police want this information out there. And this is not necessarily a good thing at all. So the next headline says ISIS paraphernalia discovered at crime scene. A 72-year-old man was kidnapped on the 2nd of July and his captors demanded a ransom to be paid in Bitcoin. Sounds familiar? He was ultimately recovered 3 weeks later when police were led to a smallholding in Klip River through a crime intelligence operation. Very close to my heart. Acting on intelligence received, police went to the property in Klip River, south of Johannesburg, on Thursday, where 3 alleged kidnappers and 2 others were arrested. However, the victim was not at the location. At the scene, they made several more discoveries relating to the crime and later made several arrests and recovered the 72-year-old man at a second location. Okay? As well as a cache of weapons including hunting rifles, submachine guns and several handguns. ENCA reported on Wednesday 29th of July that the crime scene they initially raided also contained the ISIS Black Standard flag and several training manuals. ISIS threats appear to run deeper than initially thought, they said. They reported that there are still one outstanding suspect urgently being pursued by the police, the owner of the small holding where the captive was held. He has since gone on the run. This means that there's a network of people operating, and I've been aware of these networks for some time, from Cape Town all the way through KwaZulu-Natal to Gauteng. The South African has reached out to the South African Police Service for confirmation and will update this story when it lands. Naidu said that he was unable to provide further details regarding the items found at the scene. ISIS recently sent shockwaves across the country when they warned the South African Defence Force operatives to back off the exploits in the Mozambican Channel. I mentioned before that one of the MPs in Parliament actually exposed our special forces and where they were training, which is absolutely disgraceful. And putting articles like this out, I'm not sure that it's helping at this stage. The other problem that I have with this is the reason why this is being put out into the public domain. What kind of idea does the media want to create? If this is an intelligence operation, why on earth is this in the public domain? And this is extremely worrying. These are things that you control tightly. Things like this happens all the time, and the public's not aware and shouldn't be aware. So why make this public? I'm very concerned because this information should be tightly kept. Information like what has been leaked now, and the fact that it is now public knowledge, has been broadcast on the SABC, is of grave concern to me. What narrative are they trying to drive here? What fear are they trying to instill in the people in South Africa? And what outcome are they hoping for? By making this public, you're not helping anyone in intelligence with regards to catching other people that are actually busy with terrorist activities or planning terrorist activities. And I think I've said enough now. I'm very upset and disturbed by what's happened. And knowing my background and my understanding of things like this, it is truly shocking that as these things are live and fluent, that it's been carried in the mainstream media. And I think I'll leave it there for now. I'll put a link to the article in the description below the video. Please subscribe to this channel, click the bell icon so you can get notifications when I post a video. I will put the link to the extensive video I did on the situation in Mozambique and the threat that ISIS made towards South Africa at the time, and where I give context so that you can actually go and watch that and see where this comes from. I hope that the professionals on the ground can do the work to squash any terrorist threat in the country. South Africa doesn't need anything like this right now. And we certainly don't want to support people that want to foment terrorist activities on the ground. This is not in anyone's interest. And I really wish the professionals well, and I really would admonish the mainstream media to refrain from publishing anything that can compromise any operations happening on the ground. Thank you very much. Till the next video.